Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you how you can draft these very glamorous evening pajamas inspired by Vionette. It's an all-in-one pattern, so the whole wrap trousers which turn into a skirt, and if I lift it up you can see there's a trousers underneath which wrap around your body. So from the front, it's a pair of really wide, like really elegant trousers, and I've made my knee length, but you can make them as long as you want. But it's full of volume, full of swirl. And I'm going to show you how you can draft this from any trousers which fit you well. You can use straight leg trousers or your block trousers. Straight leg trousers make it a little bit easier, but I'm using my block, so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. If you want to find out a bit more how it all started, there's a video with an analysis of the original image by Vionette. And of course, if you'd love to look at any image like the Vionette I used and then design and draft the clothes you really want to wear, do have a look in the description. I've put some info in there on how you can learn with me and join a really nice private community to draft the clothes you love to wear. Let's draft this pair of evening pajamas. I'm drafting it on quarter scale, so that's half the size of this, and the reason for that is because it's a really big pattern piece and I copied that afterwards onto half scale, scaled it up, but it's already a really big pattern piece. So if you're doing this, you need a really big piece of paper. If you're not using pattern cutting paper, then you would have to stick together a few pieces of paper. The final pattern is, I think, about 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters. They cut it up, and normally, of course, with any symmetrical design, we just do half. I'm going to draft half, but for cutting out, because we're working on a silk, the front and the back are all on bias. You can't really fold it anywhere. That's just why we need such a big paper. But apart from the size of this pattern, it's actually really straightforward to draft. And if you watch a tutorial, which is about 10 minutes, it'd be really straightforward. I am going to start with some guidelines. So we're going to have, so I just know it's going to take so much paper. I'm actually trying to give myself enough space. We're going to have a angle like this, which is our center back. Then if you look on that image, if I lay that on like this, you can see the sort of crotch line. So our front and back crotch are of course different, but I think our inseam on the crotch, that's at 90 degrees. So I'm going to draw a second line on there. What I need to work out is where to place these. So I think the center front is going to hit here, and then it's going to be at 90 degrees to my knee. So that's fairly straightforward. Then of course my center back is like that here. And again, I probably want the leg itself to be at 90 degrees. And I think, because she's created this gusset here, which is creating more volume. And I think that is going to be done by moving this up like this. And of course a gusset is optional, you don't need it. But if you do it, I think what you would do is, I'm going to do it in one color. I'm going to show you how to do it without the color. So I think what I need to do is make sure this is at 90 degrees or parallel. And this that sort of thing is going to be the trickiest, basically, making sure everything is parallel. So I'm going to lay my parallel line on the pattern master, and then I've got the right point here and I can pivot it around. So I think it's like this, and I'm going to now also mark my
front crotch again. This time it's a bit easier. I can make sure it's at 90 degrees. So pivot it until its knee is 90 degrees. Front crotch. Like this. I'm going to draw to my dart. And then pivot my dart closed. And draw the rest of it. In the corner. The same as my back. Draw to my dart. Pivot it. Closed. Like this. And this gap, let's measure it. On the full scale, 2 centimeters, perfect seam allowance. And then what you would do from there is you would create your insert, which it's actually where also your, on the original, where your zip goes in here. So in one seam, so it would have to be big enough for that. So it would be basically just extending the line on both sides, so you got your insert for the gusset. So mine looks a bit smaller than hers. It's probably to do with shapes or, you know, like trouser pattern, and your pattern is going to look different than this again. But that is the option with a gusset. If you don't have a gusset, if you don't want to have a gusset, if you say that's one step too far, I just want a simple wrap skirt, that's enough for me. Let's not make it overly complicated. The other option would be, let's get a green pen. What you then need to do is that, of course, the pattern like this. Ooh, how did I do it? But it ends up the right size with the darts closed. So what I would probably do on my paper pattern, tape shut my dart. I know that's gonna make it slightly unwielding, but you can still see basically the straight up grain, and you can see this again, the straight up grain here, and how you want this parallel to here and this parallel to there, knees at 90 degrees basically. Like this, and again doing my pattern, my back pattern. So again, it's knees is 90 degrees to my line, and then I would probably also, that's actually too much of an angle, so what I would do with that one, I would keep it maybe slightly more angled for this one, because you don't want a completely, but it would end up being more like this. It would be basically a little bit smaller because you haven't got the gusset. So you can see that's the option without a gusset, like this. And the easiest option, if you don't want to do a folding, which makes it more complicated, is to create a slash line going down, close your dart and add the volume in. That's going to help you line it up as well. But we've now got basically our center front here in both colors, and we've got our center back, of course, and this is roughly the side. Now, next step, I'm going to actually draw the rest in. So you can see, once you figure that out, sorry, one last thing, I just realized what we need to do, because of course we need to work out how big our circle is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start again like this, and I'm just gonna do like little dotted lines as I move my pattern along. Just giving me a really good indication of roughly where my hem needs to be. Of course, the thing is, and I'm actually gonna keep on sliding it. of course, this is going to be cut on the bias, which means after you've made it, you would then let it hang for a few days before you hem it, and draw the hem in, because center back being on the bias, it's going to stretch, but of course you know, it's basically never perfect. But you can see that is sort of giving me an idea of how big my circle needs to be, and it is rather massive. So I've now done the back part and the front. So this is basically all that's visible. So I've done the outer part of it. I've done the purple and I've done the pink, what's actually visible. So what we're actually now going to do is the inner construction as such. And I've run out of paper up here, so I'm going to stick that on. I have a suspicion if you're drafting this on a full scale, you'd be drafting on the floor because it's so big. So I'm going to twist it around now, just so I can work on it more easily. So I've done basically this half, because of course that's identical. Now I'm going to do the rest. First thing I'm going to do is line up my back. So I've got my front crotch. I'm now going to line up my back crotch, and I'm going to make sure that I line it up here, and then I'm going to do it 90 degrees again here. So these are really loose trousers. Now I can draw my center back in again, like this. Go to my dart again, close it. Oh, double check I haven't closed it too much. And I'm gonna mark it here. And I know that I want a right angle. I want my point here, which is the center front. So this line is actually the center front. I want this to be, if I put my ruler on here, it's basically at 45 degrees to my center back. So I would use my 45-degree line on my ruler, and I would lay it on that line. And this is going to be the trickiest, I think. So I've done my back like this, and now I need to basically match my side seams again here and meet it at 45 degrees angles. And again, my dart is completely making things more complicated, so I'm actually going to fold it, and I'm basically just looking at the top part of the trousers, because I want this line, which doesn't have a crotch, it's literally just a straight line. I want this line to be 45 degrees, so I'm going to lay my ruler on, and then I'm going to move it until it hits. I'm going to keep this point exactly the same, and I'm going to move it across until my center front is on the 45 degrees, like that. So I just kept it touching at my side seam. And that's why, if you want to move your darts into volume to begin with, that will make it a lot easier. So this is again my sides as such, and that is my front. And this should be, please, 45 degrees to my center back. So, which makes this the straight of grain. And again, what I forgot, of course, is that I need to draw in my length. And I'm going to move it down just to show you. I've run out of paper for the third time. Vionette herself, of course, did all her experiments on, I think, maybe the quarter scale, half scale, because working without on paper, just copying something, you know, I'm using a lot of material, but can you imagine if you're like Vionette, you're draping it in silk fabrics, and back then fabrics are probably even more expensive than they're now. You're probably going through so many meters if you're doing it on a full scale. So doing it on the half scale, quarter scale to work it out is always fantastic. So even if you haven't got a mannequin a half scale one, you can just use your you know, use a pattern like this just to work it out roughly, you know, before you commit on full scale paper. But this is my pattern. What I'm now going to do is draw that line in a bit nicer. I want a 90-degree angle here, of course. And then you can use your pattern master to make it really nice. If you're making this up, what you need to do, of course, is add seam allowance along here and along here and along here. If you're just making a pair of trousers, it's to a certain degree easier. If you're making a pant suit, a jumpsuit, you would then have to, of course, that's your side seam you line up, that's your center back, that's your center front, that's your center front again, this is your side seam again, and that's your center back again. So you'd have to line it up with your bodice. Of course, you can even put in your gusset here, which you then have to copy as a panel on the bodice, or if you wanted to, you could also just make this a dart. It's basically just makes drawing it out a little bit easier, because you could see when I was going further up, it's actually harder. So having that little slit in here makes it easier to work out. So you can always add it as a dart, which always looks nice. To get in and out, it's got a side closure. When this is all attached to here, and then this has a little hook and eye, and that part is loose. And I'm going to show you how it actually works on the trowel.
I hope you enjoyed this drafting tutorial. The next video I'm going to do is all about the order of construction and also what I find important when considering the trowel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe and hit the bell, because when you get an email when the next video is ready for you. In the meantime, I would of course love a thumbs up, and also let me know in the comments, are you going to make this? What do you think of it? Do you think I'm right when I say it's actually straightforward to draft? It's just the size of the paper which makes it quite difficult. I love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next video on the order of construction and how to fit the trowel. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching.